and welcome back to part 2 and the conclusion of the Monster Max playthrough through the first 3 levels. And we left off, we are now at the start of level 2. This is 2-1, and it's pretty similar to the first 3. We have an enemy that we have to basically kill to exit the level and get the points. This first section is kind of tricky right off the bat. You gotta let this guy come toward you as close as you possibly can, then off to the right and straight forward. That's all you really gotta worry about. The other enemy, alien, is not gonna bother you here. Now, moving in forward, this can be really tricky. Get on top of this weight, move back, and hit the B button at the same time to activate the bag. Then get on this conveyor. A lot of these rooms are going to move very fast and they're very tricky, so pay very close attention here. This room is going to test your ability to move the tree trunks in slight increments, just like this, and there are other rooms that will do that as well. Now here, you could pick up the scrolls if you want to. We're going to bypass it because you basically have to go through that electric generator room. It's not worth the risk. You don't need it. Here, very simply jump over the spikes, keep moving forward. Not a whole lot to talk about here. There will be some trickier spots in this room. Right about here, this is not too rough, but this little lure enemy will follow you, so get out of the way quickly. There's another one off to the side. Just keep moving forward. Not too bad. Now here, you could get the lightning bolt if you want. I'm electing to skip it because it tends to screw me up in the room beyond these 2 stars. Now what do you do here? Pick up the weight, drop it. This is a icy field basically. Push the tree trunk that way. Pick up the weight, get on top, go through this door right here. Now, this is where it gets bad. You just jump across the treetops, right? Doesn't seem too bad. Well, if you have the lightning bolt to double the speed, it tends to screw me up and I end up falling on the floor and killing myself and blowing the run, which is why I didn't pick it up. It could be useful here where you have to evade the lure enemies, particularly this one. Oh boy, look how close I came to failing the challenge there. But we get out of there. You're going to have, ooh, this is kind of ugly here. You're going to have another alien enemy, so let him get out of the way. Then you're going to go over to the far right where he initially came from to exit this room here. And then we will move on to this next section. We have a couple more tricky areas to come. This section's not too bad. This is more annoying than terrible. So right around here, you're going to see a couple fails. Not much to really say here. Yeah, that's all you got to do, jump across the gap. Unfortunately, I'm failing at it, so we're going to skip past the fails and see on the flip here. Okay, finally over that nightmare. Just watch out for the disappearing blocks or you may find yourself going back down there again anyway. There's one more falling block right around there. Thankfully we jumped over it. Now here, this is pretty simple. We're almost at the end of this stage. Just go up, get the mines. I elected to blow up the bomb just because why not? Go down here, go up through this last door here. This was in a room you saw previously. Now here's the exit. You just have to kill this enemy, get out of the way quickly because he will push the mine bomb back toward you. Kill that last eyeball enemy, walk towards the exit, and there we go. That is the end of level 2-1. Not too bad aside from that one annoying room that we saw right there. And as I said, it might be useful to just avoid picking up that lightning bolt for the added speed because it tends to screw you up. Beyond that, that first stage shouldn't be too terrible. So that's the first one, and I believe we actually have enough credits to move on to level 3 right now, but of course we're going to complete all 3 of these stages to make level 3 even simpler. So simple, in fact, we can probably skip it all together if I remember correctly. Moving on, this is level 2-2. We pick up the force field automatically, and it is essential for this next room here. Now check this out. This is a spiky conveyor belt. The only way to get across is to jump and use the force field, and that'll take you over to this star. Oh, thankfully we have a star now. We have a hit point. We went through that first stage of level 2 without one. Keep moving through the little lure enemies here. Oh, here's some gold bullion, by the way. Pick it up. That will be essential for having to avoid level 3 altogether, I believe. Here is a scroll, a super scroll. Go ahead and pick that up. Now, if you are an uber pro at this game and you can get through the next few rooms without firing the scroll shot even once, then you can access a pretty cool room. Thankfully, it's not really required here to beat this stage, so I'm not too worried about it. We will show you where it's necessary. By the way, jump right around here. You don't want to fall down. And right around here, we got some lures. Be very careful. There's another one coming at you from off screen. Ooh, that one usually gets me sometimes. So just look out. You can jump over the spikes or very quickly do it that way. If you do, watch out. He'll come at you through the doorway right here. Now here, this is where I elect to use the scroll shot. If you're very careful, you can jump across the conveyor belt right here. Get on the conveyor and fire the shot right here, then get off right over here through the doorway. And you'll see exactly what happens. Since we still have the scroll, kill the enemy here and get your next star hit point. That's kind of nice. We don't need the boots. We've already got a pair. Through this next room, you just have to kill the alien, and then you can take your time with this next section here. Basically, if you take a look around, you can kind of figure out what's going to happen here. There's a robot. You're going to move him down to push this block down, and with this bag, you're going to pick up the block. And what are you going to do with the block? Well, let's think about this for a second. We have that robot up there, right? Can we get him down off the platform, perhaps? That's a pretty high doorway up on the wall. I think you know what's going on at this point. So, push the robot over here to underneath the hole in the door. We're going to go over, put the block on top. Yep, that's right, you figured it out. Now, don't go through it, by the way, just yet. Let's go back over, get the scroll before coming up here. And yes, you do want to have it. It's not mandatory to go through this next room with the scroll, but it will make your life extremely easy. So check this out, you got 3 skeletons. 2 of them move in a pattern around the electric generators. 1 of them will follow you relentlessly, so the scroll is almost essential to get through that room unscathed. Now here, this is interesting. If you'd used or not used the scroll, you could actually use it right now to blow it up and get the mines. You can continue to use them to blow up the tree trunks here to get that block and go through that doorway. But again, it's not necessary in order to beat this stage, so whatever. Now, you do need to get that force field. Come down out of that doorway, run around the generators as quickly as possible, jump on top of the force field before the floor fries you, then come down after picking it up, go through the next door. Wait till it's done here. You have 1 more room of electrified floors here. Go around right about here, use the force field, prevent certain death or a hit, and then go through the next doorway here. Now over here, this room is not too tricky as long as you do not allow certain enemy types to come off of the top section. Go ahead down here, get the star, get the extra hit point, wait until it's safe, jump out of there. Now here we have 3 boxes, and you can see a high doorway up on the wall to the right, and you're probably thinking that's where you gotta go, right? No, you would be incorrect in this case. By the way, look very closely up top. There is a skeleton trapped by some spikes. Do not let him maneuver out of here down to the bottom, because he will make your life a living hell, and you'll have to probably exit this room and come back in. It's very annoying. So, what you gotta do, stack these 3 blocks along this wall right here. Wait until the alien is away from you so he's not making it difficult to get up here. Once you're up, you're gonna go up and around. Now, there is a doorway behind this skeleton, and that is your exit point. That's where you're looking to go. So you have to very carefully wait till he gets out. You could opt to take a hit, walk right past him, or if you want to do it the correct way, wait until he's down right about here, then quickly cut over to the left and straight back. He will not be able to get you in time, don't worry. Now we go through this doorway. This is the most difficult and tricky room of this stage right here. I can't tell you how many times I've had runs ended on this particular room, mainly because of how annoying the controls are, and the isometric 3D view certainly doesn't help matters that much. Pick up both blocks, get on top, drop the second one. As soon as you get as close as possible to this platform, jump, walk across, and jump into that doorway. Wow, that's annoying. Whew. Now, here's the last room of this stage. Be very careful. The lure is going to be chasing you. Watch my movements very closely here. Go to the corner, quickly cut over, pick up the map, and then cut back down. If you don't do it quick enough, the lure will chase you, and you may have to back out of here or take a hit. Thankfully, it didn't really matter that much, because even if we took the hit, we still could have finished it. Not a big deal, but again, there we are. Now we have 241 credits. That's certainly enough to finish this level, but is it enough to finish level 3 without doing any more stages? Well, let's take a look. To go to level 3, we need 130, and what do we have now? We have 241. I can tell you right now, to go to level 4, you need 200, so you do the quick math right here. Yeah, we don't have enough just yet, but I can almost assure you by completing this stage we will. 65 credits plus whatever other gold bullion you might pick up here. This is probably going to be enough. So here we go. Ooh, we're in a little playpen looking stage. This one is going to introduce you to switches, by the way. And we're going to show you exactly how it works. Some of these rooms in the stage can be kind of annoying, but they're certainly not difficult in my opinion. It's a little bit of trial by error. So flip the switches just as seen like this. Be very careful not to hit the generators. Go over, pick up the duck. Again, just align yourself within the box to be sure you don't hit the generators. Come back out. And we're going to go down to the very bottom here, and we're going to have another room very similar. We're going to duck underneath just like that. And what do we have back there? We have some mines and bombs, so go ahead and pick them up, and we're going to blow our way out of here since we can no longer duck underneath all this stuff. Doesn't really matter which ones you decide to blow up. I'm just going to blow them all up because I hate these traps. And we're going to get out of here, and let's see what we have. There is a force field down below. Now, I know you're going to be tempted to pick that up do not. It is not going to help you in the next room. These mines, however, will, and that's why we took the time to get them. So come out here and let's see why we need them. Holy Lord, we got 3 ghosts. Use a bomb immediately. Blow at least one of them up, if not 2 or 3. Get rid of them, and then continue walking all the way to the end of this room, and the exit will be right over here. So once you get past that first annoying puzzle, you got this one to deal with. So you probably figure out you got to use that tree trunk to get to the exit, right? And yes, you do, but you have to figure out the right switch combination to get rid of that trap. Once you do, go ahead and do just like that. Push the log all the way over. And that's pretty much the end of that room right there. This room can be a little bit tricky as well. Push the log, it will go over on the frozen electrified floor. Man, this is an interesting trap room. Hits the switch, you can now go across here. This can be another tricky room, and you can't get through it without the mine bombs. So you're going to get on this conveyor, very quickly wait till it gets to the end, right in this corner, drop the bomb, jump back across, because if you don't, it will kill you or it will hurt you severely. So wait till it's ready to go, ride the platform back across, jump off or walk off, and there we go, end of that room. Now here, you can probably already tell if you're thinking ahead here, there are some lure enemies that are waiting to get through these obstacles. It doesn't really matter how you blow them up as long as you don't get hit by the lure enemies here. Just get out of that trap, and ooh, Lord, and we just got rid of all the lures just because. Now in this next room here, this can be a rather annoying room. If you got hit points, it's not too bad, but you can already see that there are 2 aliens here, and they kind of come out of nowhere, and they're obscured by the bushes and trees, so be very careful here. And the reason I advise you going down there is because there is an extra heart, which as we know, will give you extra bonus credits, and potentially give you just enough to avoid having to play any stages in level 3. So that should just about do it, assuming we complete level 3 here without dying, and I'm pretty sure that we will, but it's more about the adventure than the end result in a lot of these videos. So we go through this final door here of the room, and we have another room that looks very similar to the start of this level. And what do we got? More switches here. We have a bag we have to pick up. Alright, so we already know we got to get that bag, but how do we do it? Well, that's going to activate the conveyor belt, and that's going to delete the switch. Now we just have to ride it all the way across, and we're going to give up an item to pick up the bag. Which one are we going to give up? We're going to give up the boots. Now I know that goes against my advice of keeping the boots as long as possible here, but I would advise you to do it in this case, and you'll see why. There will be more chances to pick them up. You could opt to get rid of the mines. Honestly, it doesn't matter that much. You'll see why here. Going up into this next room here, we're going to have another instance of just something you want to be aware of. Now, we have another item on top of a trap. Like I said, it doesn't matter too much what you do because you will be picking up a bag once again. Use this robot, activate as many switches as you can. It's going to get the sword down here. Now, what we should have done is gotten rid of the boots, and I know it goes against my advice I've been giving you, as I've said, but you'll see exactly why in this final room up here on the top. Not a big deal that we made the mistake because you'll have an opportunity to correct it in just a moment here. So let's go up here, I'll show you what this room looks like, and if we have to, we can do some backtracking. So going in here, we have 2 enemies. Obviously, kill them with the sword, that's not the problem. Now, we need the bag. Why? Because we have to pick up that block on the far left side of the room. So, having realized the error of our ways, we're going to have to go back down to this room down here, through the doorway. We're going to have to reactivate these switches with the robot, and now we can get the bag off of that trap. So, go ahead and push it across, push it back across just like so. We're going to pick up the bag, and we do need the sword, so now we're going to drop the boots. So, let's get out of here, go back up top. And if you recall correctly, there were some boots in this room up here anyway, so it's not a big deal to get rid of the boots. So continue on, jump, jump, jumping, move, 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 and walk, walk, walking. Let's kill these 2 enemies here one final time. And let's do what we need to do to get to the end of this stage here. So there goes number 1, here goes number 2. Alright, now we have our bag. Let's go ahead and walk over here. We don't need the sword anymore, so we're going to walk on top of the boots. We do need them. Get rid of the sword. Now, go over here. Interesting to note that the controls are now reversed. I'd like to have my jump on the other side, but it is what it is. Go ahead and put your block right down here anywhere. It does not really matter. I don't believe any of these blocks will disappear no matter which one you step on. Drop down in here. There are no major issues to worry about. This next room here, you got 4 different switches. Now look up in the top right. There is a hidden spring coil up there. You will need to get it. Actually, if I recall correctly, I don't think you have to have that at all. But it's just a nice little thing to have for this next room here. It helps you jump across the spikes a lot easier. Now here, we are in the final room of the stage and the final room of the level. There is a rocket ship up there. You need to destroy it in order to exit this stage and complete the level. You're wondering why are none of these switch combinations working? Oh, look in the bottom. There's a switch down there. Make sure you hit this one and then go back and keep playing around, and eventually you'll hit the right combination and the rocket ship will blow up, and there's the exit door to complete the stage and level 2. Now the only question is, do we have enough credits to not only finish this level, but also the one above it and complete the Pro Challenge? Well, let's see. We got all the bonus credits added in there. We have 341 total. All right, now let's get out of here. Let's go to the elevator to the end of level 2. We need 130. We definitely have enough, so let's go ahead and activate and get rid of those. Now let's do a little bit of math here just to make sure we're good. So we had, what, 341 minus 130, that puts us at 111, no, 211 if my math is correct, I think. And we're now on the 3rd level here, and if we know that we need 200 credits, assuming to get to level 4, if we don't want to play a single stage, we should have enough. Yes, 200 credits are required. So yes, as I said, we have just enough to get to the final end here and go up to the 4th level without doing a single stage. Let's pay that toll and let's celebrate, because we just completed level 3 without doing a single stage, and we have just completed the Pro Challenge. So let's knock card number 132 off the list and put it in the books, as I love to do. Thank you guys so much for watching throughout this break. It means a lot to me. Take care. We'll see you in the next challenge, which will most likely be Lemmings, although I do have a couple other Super NES games on the list. Have a good one.